Ben Affleck looked stressed when he was spotted smoking a cigarette while driving around Los Angeles on Wednesday. The 52-year-old Oscar winner puffed away with the window open as he headed home after taking care of business at his office. Despite the relatively warm temperatures, Ben was dressed in stylish layers with a tie-free white shirt, a dark jacket, and a thick tan cashmere overcoat. The bearded actor also looked as if he was tired when he let out a big yawn on the drive home. He finished up work for the day after DailyMail.com published an exclusive report on the humiliating extreme the accountant star was willing to go to just to cut his final ties to his ex-wife Jennifer Lopez, 55. Despite divorcing, the exes are still connected through ownership of the Beverly Hills mega mansion that they bought in May 2023 for an eye-popping $60.8 million in cash. Since going public with their separation, the two put the 38,000-square-foot home on the market for an even pricier $68 million. Last month, it was reported that Ben and Jennifer had slashed the asking price by more than $8 million to $59.95 million, almost $1 million less than what they initially paid. An insider exclusively revealed to DailyMail.com the extent that Ben is willing to go to push along a sale so that he can put his disastrous and short-lived marriage to the actress and singer out of mind. Last week, Ben's old friend Kevin Smith looked back on the uncomfortable connection that the convicted sex offender and disgraced film producer Harvey Weinstein had to Ben and his best friend Matt Damon's ascension to Hollywood royalty. While looking back on the 25th anniversary of his film Dogma with People, which Affleck and Damon both appear in, Smith, 54, recalled how his early connection to Good Will Hunting became a pivotal moment for the two rising stars.
When you guys lived together, how long did you live together? Who was in charge of
forever?
Who was in charge of the bills?
Years and years.
Who
we split them. We split.
But somebody's when people live together, somebody's like the alpha dog with stuff. Somebody's worried about, hey, we don't have
alpha dog,
groceries.
if you're the one who's like, Matt, they're turning off our electricity. We have to pay this.
We were
like, who's cleaning the toilet? Who's
we had
in
been
charge?
so used to having a shared bank account from high school that, like, I remember.
You had a shared bank account in high school?
Yeah. We had a Baybanks account that we shared, which we used.
I still have the checkbook. I found the checkbook.
Did you really?
Yeah. Just put that on eBay.
Right. I wonder if it will get. Does Baybank exist?
No, Baybanks isn't there anymore.
Probably not.
But it was always like, as long as one of us had a job, as long as one of us had money, we knew that the power wasn't going to get shut off. You know what I mean? And so I remember coming after doing Geronimo, it was like, I was like, fuck, I probably had 35 grand or something in the bank. And I was like, in my checking account, it was like, we're good.
His influence brought Affleck and Damon, 54, into the orbit of Weinstein, who was later convicted of rape and sexual assault in separate trials in New York and Los Angeles in 2020 and 2022, respectively, though the New York Court of Appeals overturned his conviction in that state in 2024. A retrial commenced in April of this year. Affleck, 52, began his professional association with Smith after scoring a small role in his 1995 comedy Mallrats, which came after he had already sold the screenplay he wrote with Damon for Good Will Hunting to the production company Castle Rock Entertainment. The only problem was that the studio wasn't willing to also let Damon and Affleck star in the film because they were untested talent. Smith recalled how he helped get the film, whose script he called one of the best things I've ever read, picked up by Weinstein's studio Miramax Films, which had made a name for itself for producing and distributing popular independent films, several of which went on to garner critical acclaim and Oscars. Smith said he was given a chance at helming the film from Affleck and Damon's screenplay after he had directed the hit indie film Clerks for Miramax. The first question that I was asked by Ben and Matt and the Miramax folks was, "Do you want to direct Good Will Hunting?" he recalled. "I think they all asked that with clenched ahs, hoping that I would say no," Smith joked, as the film would have been a significant departure from the low-budget black-and-white comedy he had already directed. Naturally, I was like, oh my god, no. If I were to direct this, I would just turn around to Ben and Matt the whole time and say, is this what you saw when you wrote it? Smith suggested that Affleck and Damon could direct Good Will Hunting themselves after writing the script. But even though Weinstein's team at Miramax would allow them to act in the movie, directing was too much leeway for the untested duo. I was told that the lunatics would not be running that particular asylum, so the search for a director began at Miramax, Smith recalled. Good Will Hunting proved to be a highly coveted script, and Smith said, 20 of the top directors on the planet were interested in it, among them Heat filmmaker Michael Mann and actor-turned-director Mel Gibson. The film eventually went to the director Gus Van Sant, who had previously had critical and commercial success with Drugstore Cowboy, 1989, the Keanu Reeves and River Phoenix starring My Own Private Idaho, 1991, and the black comedy To Die For, 1995, which starred Nicole Kidman. But it was reportedly a desire to work again with Affleck's younger brother Casey that ultimately led Van Sant to sign on for the job after they had worked together on To Die For. Good Will Hunting ended up being a massive success for everyone involved. Affleck and Damon's screenplay was honored with an Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay, while their co-star Robin Williams also won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, and the film was nominated in 7 other categories, including Best Picture and Best Director.